Greetings, everyone. How you all doing today? A thought just came into my mind. Um, I'm now just exiting the shower, and it's really interesting that I did have an urgency to post something up. I I thought to have just spoken up more because I am a soft-spoken individual, and I want to make sure that I'm heard. Upon reflecting about how everyone's progress is, everybody that's in my family, how their progress is, it was really including having to just focus more so in on my family. This is going to be as raw and honest. And usually I don't like having to start off with having to say raw or honest, but I'll get to the point. How can you grow when you're not being honest with yourself? Like something as simple as a white lie. That is the perfect and key ingredient to a door opener or a rip in the seam, where it's one little situation, it tears, and then something else adds on, it gets bigger, and it gets bigger, and it gets bigger. There's no such thing as a white lie. There isn't. It's the thing of being smart, but there's no such thing as a white lie. Sometimes some informations people are not even ready for. Like, I ended up having to teach myself from learning from previous mistakes. Like, whoa, I didn't have to say that lie. Like, they just asked what the deal was, and then I just went on to say the lie that I came up with in my head. I said the reason. I didn't need to give an explanation further. But the further explanation I gave, I didn't even need to go there. And that's the case with most. A lot of people, like if you're straight up with them, you don't even need to go into the reasons why behind things. That gives a good purpose and a good reason for you, because you don't have to put yourself in a position where you're forced to lie. You don't want that to set fire on you. Like, a recent example was when I was, my mother was dropping me off at my father's place, and she had asked that I asked him to drop me off. And ideally in my mind, it was just for me to just say hi and then leave right after. But she's like, no, just ask him to go ahead and drop you off. And then it followed suit with, just go ahead and let it be known that I'm working, another shift. So I didn't even have to go into detail when I went up to him and I was like, hey, do you think you can drop me off? He's like, yeah, done deal. So-and-so will drop me off. I could have continued to say, yeah, because, I'm not able to. I didn't have to go into that. Words have ground to them. I've learned a few years ago in my early 20s that they have ground. So if you're telling the truth, people sense that. And it's like a muscle. It becomes a character or an attribute of who you are as an individual. And that'll always just represent who you are as an individual. And it's a wonderful thing. Likewise, as being courageous, a sister's keeper. I had one of my family friends. She's like a sister to me, so much so that she's the exemplary of being a sister's keeper. I'm utterly thankful for that, because that was a wonderful example. Times when I saw that it was unnecessary for her to stand up for me, she stood up for me, telling customers, like, look, you think this, that about her. You think that she's not from here, from the United States, just because she has an accent. Well, I'll have you know that that was not even appropriate of you to even bring that up. You're coming to a professional setting so that you would be able to get customer service from a bakery. And all your point to your matter and having to degrade an individual, it is to say that because they have an accent, so you all automatically assume that they're not even from this country? Ma'am, that's not even a point of the conversation to even make a valid point as to like any errors that did occur on the order. And I think it was something to do with misunderstanding. And she never had ever even brought up what she had requested at the time. So as I'm saying this now, it's coming back to me. I find that it was a lesson learned for me. Yes, it was a blessing because she was standing up for me, but I eventually wanted to be that. I wanted to be also a sister's keeper, but I didn't know how to do it exactly. And it took a person that has been doing that their whole entire lives, so that has that ground, so that has that attraction, so that it would appeal to those to be an example for. And for me, it was an example for me, so that I'd be able to strengthen that, because I saw that lacking in myself, even though I was admiring that attribute. And also I do have it too. It was just a matter of having to change my matter of philosophy. But I'm not the one to be so boisterous about it. I'm more so the one to keep it within, just keep it to myself, and let my actions do all the talking. Which is a great thing too. It is a great thing. But when you actually back it by words, those words also do have ground to them. So much that it did stand out to me. Anyway, I just thought to have share that, and to encourage us all to stay encouraged, and how we can stay encouraged, so that at the end of the day, when we come to ourselves, we're proud of ourselves, and we need to be proud of ourselves and recognize these things, acknowledge them, and it'll bring more reward. All right, so peace.